Hello and welcome to episode 18 of the Nerds at Large Gaming Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Darby Hallman.
I am Jeff Mayo.
And you guys, me and Jeff have a busy night of recording ahead of us. We have this podcast and the Game of Thrones spoiler cast to record.
And we gotta watch Game of Thrones.
And we have to watch Game of Thrones. And we're kind of behind schedule because my back decided to just revert to old man back. And I've been in pain all weekend, so we're kind of behind schedule. So this is going to be kind of a condensed and shortened podcast.
Yep, what that means is, pretty much, this is going to be the same way anyway. We're not going to talk much about what we've been playing. We may briefly mention what we've done. And there's no topic of the week like we normally do.
So we're just going to go straight into the news pretty much and just give you all that good stuff. And we apologize about that, but we wanted to give you something. So
yep. We got a good topic.
Next week, very good topic I'm excited about.
Yeah, but first, I guess we can mention our goals real quick.
Yeah.
But it sounds like they're probably going to be carrying over to next week.
Probably.
I'll go first. I had 4 goals. Only one was completed. One was play Sunset Overdrive for a few hours. I did that. I played for about 3 or 4 hours.
Liking it a lot?
Oh, yeah. It's fantastic so far.
I really want to get that at some point. I want to play it in yours.
Yeah.
I'd steal your Xbox. I'd steal your Xbox.
Yeah, go for it. Another one. Play and complete Little Nightmares because it's like a 3 to 4 hour game. I'm like halfway through the game.
Oh, yeah.
Really liking it. Very creepy. Can be a little unsettling in some places.
It looked pretty spoopy from the trailers.
Very spoopy. And the character designs are interesting for this kind of game. And its general gameplay style reminds me of Inside a little bit. Just left, right. Though you go in 3 dimensions.
Right, yeah. It definitely was inspired. It's one of those inspired by Inside, but kind of has its own
maybe.
things.
I don't know when
I don't really know. But at least, they kind of share a tone, for sure.
Which is good. Other one. What's Toy Story 3? Have not done that.
I still can't believe that.
I don't know. I can't believe it either. Other one, and this has been my goal for the last month or something, watch Castlevania. I just haven't been in the mood when I'm not. I get home from work, I just haven't felt like it.
Fair enough. It is good, but it'll be there waiting for you.
Pretty much all the... and I played a couple hours of Splatoon story mode, which has been fantastic so far. Me and Darby played a couple matches.
Yeah, and I am enjoying Splatoon 2 as well from the little bit I played. We'll talk about that more, I'm sure, in future podcasts.
Yep. So, I'll just say my goals now, so we don't save it then. Pretty much all those that I didn't complete are going. Going complete Little Nightmares, watch Toy Story, watch Castlevania. So just keep on going, try to get done with them, and I'll say complete Splatoon story mode. I'll probably get some more Sunset Overdrive in there. Yeah,
my goal is I wanted to beat and complete Unfinished Swan. I did not do that. I just kind of got in a weird gaming rut over the last few days where I wanted to play something but nothing seemed appealing to me. I just didn't feel like it. But my other goal was to play at least 2 side quests of Hearts of Stone and Witcher, and I played 4, and I went into Blood and Wine. And I know I've gushed so much about Witcher 3 on this podcast, but gosh, that new world in Blood and Wine is just something straight out of a fairy tale and something. It looks stunning. And it's a whole nother area. That game is ridiculously hard.
I may mention on here, but I'm going to feel bad that I feel like I'm probably never going to get to Witcher 3.
I really think you should try because it is an important game. It's really, really important. I don't talk about it this much because I do that for a reason. Mm-hmm. So I want you to get to it eventually.
Too many long games.
You don't have to finish it, but and that's it. So my goal, I'm just going to carry over Unfinished One because I actually really do want to get through that. And Witcher, I was gonna wait to do Blood and Wine, but now that I've done a little taste of it, I want to go in. It's so cool. So I want to at least play a good chunk of Blood and Wine as well.
Cool.
All right, Jeffrey. How about let's get into the news? News jingle, Jeff.
Jingle, 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 jingle.
Sounds good.
Yep. Okay. First story, and probably my favorite story. First one comes from Alex Osborne from IGN. Dragon Quest XI. Echoes of an Elusive Age will be released in the West sometime in 2018, Square Enix has announced. Franchise creator Yuji Horii, something like that, shared the news in a video message addressed to Dragon Quest fans, during which he confirms that localization work has already begun. The game is being localized into 5 languages, one of which is English. Dragon Quest XI Echoes of an Elusive Age features character art by the beloved manga artist Akira Toriyama, which most people should know that, Dragon Ball artist, and music from longtime series composer Koichi Sugiyama. I'm happy with that. I like Dragon Quest music. The game launched on July 29th in Japan for PlayStation 4 and 3DS. While both versions can be purchased separately, a bundle that includes both versions is also available in Japan. A version for Nintendo Switch has also been confirmed for the region, but Square Enix has yet to announce a release date. No platforms have yet been specified for the Western release of Dragon Quest XI, though Square Enix plans to share additional details later this year.
It is kind of weird that part of the reveal for when it was the NX had to do with Dragon Quest XI. Yeah. So it's kind of weird that, like, the Switch is the one that's being left out of a lot of the reveals. I understand it probably got started later. So
it did. Yeah. That's why. But I mean, they have not confirmed it for the West yet. I mean,
any console. Yeah.
I mean, you got to assume at least PlayStation 4.
Of course, yeah.
And I would assume 3DS, since how big of a user base it has, and
yeah, especially if they already have the 3DS version and stuff in Japan. I would have to think, like those two, I would think that they're going to do. Switch will come eventually, I'm sure.
Switch is the only one in the West I see up in the air at the moment.
Yeah.
If this just means we're not getting them all, potentially.
Is there any history with Xbox? Like, I wonder if it would go to that at all. Like, I know that the audience wouldn't be there, but
I think Square is pretty much done with Xbox. I feel like, and the only reason Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts is still being released on there is because they said it before, like this generation really started,
or at least Japanese Square, at least.
But, I mean, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
And when Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy 15 were announced for that, we didn't know where this generation was going, and Xbox just came out winning.
Right.
For the most part. In America, at least.
So it was kind of like that would have looked bad if they didn't have those.
Yeah. So.
But game, we knew this was coming, but it's exciting to actually start to, hear them talk about it. Like, we're probably getting closer to hearing more things now.
Yeah, Dragon Quest is one, we just don't know until they officially say it, if it's coming over here or not. So I'm happy to hear them say it.
Yeah, I'm down. Like, I really want to get into this.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Dragon Quest is a big blind spot for me.
Yeah, and again, we probably mentioned this before, and I guess for people who don't know, this is technically the first mainline non-MMO console one since Dragon Quest 8 on the PS2.
Right. Yeah.
So, I love that game. So this is very exciting for me. So I'm interested to see though if we get that bundle that has the PS4 and 3DS version, or.
Yeah, I think didn't we talk about that a long time ago on this podcast, that it's so weird that there's going to be a package that has Nintendo and Sony logos on it potentially.
Yeah. I honestly, especially if we don't get the Switch version, if we got that bundle and it was at a fair price, I'd be lying if I say I wouldn't consider it.
Somehow, I just think that in America, that's never going to happen. Which, I don't know, does that say something bad about America? That, I just feel like the consumer, company competition is just so much, more alive and more viewed here. And, the whole messaging and trying to not look a certain way is so much stronger here. At least I might be speaking from ignorance because I've never been to Japan. But I feel like that could never happen here.
Yeah.
I don't know what that says about us. I don't know if that's good or bad or anything, but I feel like there's some sort of deep message that could be taken from there.
Yeah, I guess depending how much Square Enix has to say in that, they might look at Japan sales and kind of base it on that. I mean, from people I've seen importing it, they did the whole bundle thing, getting both versions. Because,
Yeah.
So, I am very excited for this. And I assume the news they say later is going to be officially announcing what console it's going to be on and a more exact either just straight up release date or a window. Because right now it just says 2018 straight up.
Okay. Yeah. Just nothing.
And again, the game's done. It's already out in Japan, so all they need to do is localize it. So I expect it easily in the first half of the year.
I would hope, at least. Yeah.
I mean, Square's been doing pretty good about this overall.
When is TGS? Is that in September? For some reason, that sounds right to me. I might be way off, but I feel like maybe then. I mean, that might be a little too close, but we'll see.
That's let's see. Sorry. It's the September 21st through 24th.
Hey, I was right.
Yeah. So yeah.
So maybe then.
Maybe some more news and generally speaking for that.
Yeah, I guess they might not talk about the localization very much there, the Western version, so we'll see. But I'm sure. Is this like pretty much like as long as it hits the what you want it to hit with a Dragon Quest game? Is this like day one for you, or
Unless I hear awful things about the people who have gotten the Japanese version, this is day one.
Oh.
And luckily, I have all three of the platforms it's supposed to be on, so there's no way I can miss this game.
yeah.
No matter which one they bring over. So, yay.
Sounds awesome.
Yep. Okay. Gonna stay with some Square Enix news, Darby.
Let's do it.
Okay, it comes from Alex Yeladov from IGN. Lost Sphear, the next game from I Am Setsuna developer Tokyo RPG Factory, will be released on January 23rd, 2018 for PlayStation 4, PC, and Nintendo Switch. The game is now available for pre-order in the PSN store and Steam. Those who pre-order PS4 version receives a dynamic theme and 2 music tracks. Steam user pre-orders get Lost Sphear wallpaper as well as 2 music tracks. And Lost Sphear follows a boy named Kanata. I just want to say Katana.
Yeah, I do too.
Who wakes from a dream to find his remote town disappearing. It's then up to Kanata and his friends Lumina, Locke, and Vaughn to rebuild the world around them by converting thoughts into matter.
Can you please say Locke again? That was awesome.
Locke.
That was great. I love that.
Like I Am Setsuna, Lost Sphear features a reworked active time battle system that has players enter battle seamlessly when encountering enemies on the map.
Yeah, I wish I could speak more to it. I want to play I Am Setsuna so much, and I'll probably get to that before I get to this. But
we got time.
Yeah,
if we want to do it, that could be. If you're talking about getting a Switch, that could be a good one of the first games.
If I'm getting a Switch, I would want to have that on the Switch.
Yeah,
more than
I assume unless a really good deal pops up, you're probably just gonna wait for get the Switch version.
Probably, yeah. Because I have enough other games. My backlog's big enough I can wait.
Yeah.
But this is on my list of games that I've almost pulled the trigger on it a few times in like some slow times.
Yep. So long as
I'm happy to see that was a success because I was I was actually following that game for like a while before it came out. Just 'cause I really liked the art style and like the fact that it was kind of a shameless Chrono Trigger passion thing or whatever. It was kind of like taking that battle system and doing new things with it, but it was definitely built from that. But it was cool. I think that there's really no shame in borrowing from other games like that.
Yeah, take some inspiration on it.
I mean, everything does. Every entertainment borrows from other ones.
Yeah. Besides this game, I want to play I Am Setsuna. I'll definitely try to pick it up for the Switch at some point.
Yeah.
It's be a really good game for that. So yeah, we'll definitely bring you guys more news for Lost Sphear. It's available. Now we're leaving Square Enix.
Bye, Square Enix.
Okay, and we're going to Blizzard. This is from Tom Marks from IGN. A normal name.
But he has I said he has 2 first names basically, just with the S. And Jeff said that the only way that IGN can have a normal person's name is they must have just cloned Greg Miller.
Yes.
So, and I respond to that saying that it was the evil Greg Miller, but then I thought about it, and I think Greg Miller is the evil Greg Miller.
Yes.
So maybe this is the good Greg Miller that's sent to take down the real OG Greg Miller.
Yes.
So watch out, Greg. Tom Marks is coming for you.
Yes. He's gonna leave IGN in a few years and make a company called Kinda Sorta Funny.
Yeah, sort of funny.
Yeah. Okay. Back to the real news. Blizzard has announced the first details about pro players' salaries and benefits for the upcoming Overwatch League, revealing that each player will earn a minimum of $50,000 per year. Teams will be required to sign players to a 1-year contract, which can be extended to 2 years if they choose. In addition to the minimum salary, teams must also provide their players with health insurance, a retirement savings plan, and housing and practice facilities during the season. On top of that, at least 50% of bonuses earned from winning events must go directly to the players. The bonus pool for all events in Season 1 is $3.5 million, with at least $1 million of that going to the championship team alone. For a team with only 6 players, and a roster can have 12 to account for subs, that's at least another $83,000 per player for winning Season 1. Currently, 7 cities around the world have confirmed they'll have teams representing them in the Overwatch League. Boston, Los Angeles, Miami-Orlando, New York City, San Francisco, Seoul, and Shanghai. Blizzard has set the first season player signing window between August 1st and October 30th, so it won't be long before we see rosters start to form. So by the time you're listening to this, rosters will be filling up.
Yeah. So we already announced a few weeks ago the Nerds at Large competitive team is going to be holding down the Columbia version.
Yes.
The section for
Do we have a 6th player?
The next thing we're going to say is me and Jeff are quitting our jobs.
Yes.
We're going to be professional Overwatch players right now.
Yes.
I think I'm only competitive rank like 1700 something or 18. I passed over to 1800. I think that's really not that good, but I can get there.
I've only played like 2 competitive games in my life.
So we're good. Like just a little bit more practice and we got this.
Yes.
But no, minimum 50,000 per year.
Yeah.
It's not like it's not NFL levels, but
You expected it to be
no, but I wouldn't complain.
Yeah. You're getting paid $50,000 at least a year to play video games.
Yeah, and like it's funny to hear like kind of how, I mean, like this is a dumb thing to say because of course it is, but it's funny to hear. It becomes more real to you when you hear them say like, yeah, they have to pay for their lodging and their like
health insurance, retirement.
Yeah, it's like this is the real deal. Like,
Yeah.
This is a real thing.
It is one of those things though. I always wonder, and I feel this way when it comes to YouTubers and all this kind of stuff like we watch. How long can this stuff last and provide for these people? Like,
Yeah.
This doesn't sound like a bad living if this is something you do
Yeah.
from year to year, but it's one of those things, if you put it all into it, how long can this realistically last?
And like, what do you do after this? Yeah. If you like, because I feel like the only way you'll be good enough to get this is if you drop everything and or you've already dropped everything for Overwatch before you even knew this was a thing.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, and just like this is a like experimental and risky thing. The whole Overwatch League. Like I can see kind of like 2 different paths. I can see a path where this does catch on and it becomes like, you know, it's kind of like the big thing that brings esports out of, not that it's not popular right now, but it's kind of like it has its audience and it's like at a certain level. This could be the thing that kind of launches it above, or this could be one of the biggest failures of esports because of how much money could be lost if it goes poorly.
Yeah, just doing quick off my head, at least from the owners, they got to pay up if they fill up all the whole 12-man roster. That's $600,000 just in salaries.
Yeah.
Minimum.
Yeah. Yeah. Which I mean, like, you know, like it could be more. Like I think if it goes well,
then there's
it'll
always
grow.
other health insurance, all that kind of stuff.
Right. I'm interested. Like I'm interested if there's enough people who, you know, A, like Overwatch and know about this, and B, would care to watch this. Because I don't know if I'm in that second category yet.
Yeah.
I'm willing to give it a shot, but I've never really been captured by like any other esports stuff really, or not to any like serious degree.
Yeah, I know we talked about this last time, but I think the thing that might give this a chance is the fact it's cities based and everything.
I think that's a big deal of it. Yeah. So
that could help, especially get more cities in.
So yeah, I mean, and let us know what you think about the budget. Would you be content to play Overwatch for $50,000 a year? Let us know.
Hey, if I could do that right now and get done graduating college, I'd maybe do that for a few years, to be honest.
It'd probably be a lot of fun. It'd just be something you could say, like, yep, I was a pro Overwatch player for a few years.
Yeah. Okay, ready to move on, Darby?
I am, Jeff.
Okay. This comes from Joe Scrabbles from IGN. Oh, we're going back to Square Enix.
Back to Square Enix. Hi, Square Enix.
I should have shuffled this around better. Oh well, moving on. Square Enix has revealed the first details of Final Fantasy XV's upcoming multiplayer mode, Comrades, and announced a beta test running from August 3rd to August 8th.
So, and like, pause. Jeff, did you have any clue this was a thing? Like, even a little bit?
Like, when I saw this article, I was like, wait, what? There was a multiplayer mode? Did I know this at some point? This is something that was previously announced. I can't remember. I still don't know.
Okay, resume.
Okay. Comrades will allow players to create their own custom character, then join up to 3 other players and take on multiplayer quests. Players will be able to create multiple characters, developed by completing quests and customized with new clothing and items at the game's outposts. Characters will be able to use a series of different weapons such as katanas, crossbows, shuriken, and shields, all with new moves. At a later date, the final version will also unlock the game's main characters Noctis, Gladio, Ignis, and Prompto. It's still not entirely clear whether Comrades take place in a new area or the existing open world. The Comrades closed online test will only be accessible by players who own the Final Fantasy 15 Season Pass and have an active PlayStation Plus or Xbox Live Gold subscription. Running from August 3rd to 8th globally, it appears to offer a stripped-down version of the main expansion, including creating an avatar, taking part in multi-part quests, and using some new features and weaponry. The exact release date of the final version is still to be confirmed.
It's just kind of weird. It's weird to me. We've talked about it so many times, but how Final Fantasy 15 continues to just keep growing to the point where, like, the people who got it to begin with, like, it's becoming a different game in many ways.
Yeah.
Also, Comrades being the name of it makes it sound like it's some communist type thing.
I mean, it isn't.
I just picture them all in, like, Soviet Union stuff. It's like Red Sun or whatever, the DC.
So, you look at prompt data, you don't think communist.
I mean, I did from the start, but I thought that was the only one. Like, I thought I was alone in that. But, I mean, you know... like, open your eyes, sheeple. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. Do you, are you interested in this at all?
I'm never interested in any of these multiplayer games. A lot of these things tack on.
Especially tacked on multiplayer to a game almost a year after it was released.
Yeah.
It never spells good things. And also, can I just say, Square Enix. I know you're trying, whatever this, it's not this, whatever the mobile Final Fantasy 15 thing is, that just looks like a terrible, like, tower defense something. I know you're trying to sell it. I know it's really hard. I know you're trying to sell it really hard. I know your algorithm says that I'm very into video games and stuff, and I am. But please stop advertising that to me. If I have to see that, just... Noctis and all them rise up in the weird tower things one more time. I'm just so sick of seeing that ad. So please, Square Enix, stop. Would you just stop, please? All right, sorry. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say if you don't.
Yeah, I guess we'll say release date, but yeah, don't expect much as far as impressions from us.
Nah. But if you're interested and you want to go back into Final Fantasy 15...
We need to start it, Darby. This won't be the thing that gets us into it.
No, we're not. But it's sitting on my shelf, and I legitimately do want to play.
We can now drive off road.
Which is, I'm just, the longer I wait, the more I'm happy that I waited.
Yeah, weird thing to say.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, moving on. Okay, this comes from Jonathan Dornbush from IGN. After listing the Super NES Classic Edition as available for pre-order last weekend, Walmart has been emailing customers to inform them their pre-orders have been canceled. Yes, they have. In an email sent out to those who pre-ordered, including a number of IGN employees, a representative for Walmart explained that, due to a technical glitch, the Super NES Classic was made available on Friday, July 21st, and the orders must now be canceled. And there's an email or whatever, but we don't need to read that.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess one thing the email says, they're supposed to be made pre-order on... July 29th, which is the day before we're recording this. I have not seen anything about pre-orders, so I don't know if that happened or not.
They might be liars.
They might be.
And also, one of these unfortunate souls who pre-ordered and got canceled was our very own Jeff Mayo, sitting right here in front of me.
Yes.
He was so happy when he showed me this, that he managed to snag two of them, one for us and one for a friend, one for him and one for a friend.
Yes. They made Olivia upset.
I'm sure
that's bad.
Yeah, that is bad. It's always bad when Olivia is upset.
Yes.
Yeah, so, sorry, Jeff. It sucks.
Yeah, it's one of those things, and this is kind of shows the way Nintendo is with this stuff. It's bad that because my pre-order was canceled because of a glitch, that I feel like I may not be able to get it now.
Yeah. I feel bad for Walmart because, I mean, like, you imagine, like, how many different Walmarts, how many different people have to, like, contain this, and I feel like it would be so easy to make a mistake like that.
Yeah.
Like, you're having to deal with all these different things on your online system, and, like, you know, they all go out different days, and there's so much, like, you know, guidelines and, like, things you can't do. Like, I can easily see how that could happen, where it just accidentally goes up.
Yeah.
Or you just set the timer to the wrong date or something.
This stuff probably happens more often than we think, but because the way this thing, you know.
Well, that's why it usually is these retailers like this that end up leaking a lot of games, because it's just, there's so many people it has to go through. There's so many chances for an error. And someone probably got in a lot of trouble, and I feel for them. And I also feel for all the people who, like, I saw on Twitter, it was just boy, like, almost every gaming personality I knew, like, managed to get one. They were really happy about it, and then... Nope.
Yeah, it was a little confusing thing, because when we recorded last week's podcast, I mentioned I got a pre-order, and I was happy. Then immediately afterwards, I checked my emails, and they were both canceled.
But then, like, some other people weren't getting canceled.
Yeah, they weren't canceled until a couple days ago, I believe.
Yeah, which it was weird, yeah.
And people said a reason why mine got canceled. I was like, okay, that makes sense why mine got canceled. All of them, they overstocked. People thought they may have canceled Walmart accounts pre-orders that were just made, like mine was, to pre-order, so to help prevent scalpers. Like, okay, that makes sense if that's the case. But they canceled all of them, so screw them. But on the same side, I'm selfish, so. I can't get mine. No one can. Just kidding.
Well, better luck next time, Jeffrey.
If there's a next time. If I ever get another chance.
I
just happened to be online when I saw it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you ready to move on, Darby?
Yep, Jeff, I am.
Okay, this comes from Lucy O'Brien from IGN. Sign-ups for the Dragon Ball Fighterz closed beta have been pushed from July 26th to August 22nd. So about a full month. Yeah, it was supposed to be like this past Tuesday or whatever. Publisher Bandai Namco announced the delay on his Facebook page, stating that the team had decided to expand the capacity of the closed beta in an effort to let more players in. Due to the volume of excitement and enthusiasm surrounding this announcement, we have decided to expand the capacity of the closed beta, wrote the publisher. The new sign-up date will be August 22nd, with the closed betas kicking off September 16th to 18th, somewhere in that time, which is a couple days before Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite comes out. Moving on. Dragon Ball Fighterz closed beta will feature 9 playable characters.
So, does this disappoint you too much, or are you cool?
I'm cool with it. Hey, apparently they were only putting like 10,000 people in or something. I think that's the number I saw floating around. That may be wrong. Yeah. I'm like, hey, if this set means I get a better chance of getting in there, it's not coming out 2018 anyway. Do what you need to do.
That's fine. Yeah. There's enough going on anyway.
Yeah. But I do find it funny. Like, I kind of whispered, people may not be able to hear what I said. It starts like a couple days before Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite comes out. That's funny.
So, yeah, I can easily see the Dragon Ball beta being talked about more than Marvel vs. Capcom.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Even At least in a positive light.
Yeah, even though, like, the Marvel vs. Capcom, like, talk is starting to shift a little more positive, like, as of late. So, I mean, we'll see.
It's still kind of, at least at best,
still lower than I would have predicted it would have been.
While Dragon Ball Fighterz is
steady going,
Yeah. And especially after this beta happens and people who played it E3 really liked it, so we'll get their hands on it and stuff, So, I'm cool with this. Oh, yeah. And I'm just going to bring it up here since this is beta talk and we kind of said in the news last week. Final Fantasy Dissidia NT, whatever they're calling it, beta. I was able to sign up and I am getting a code.
Nice.
I was able to... A website was giving away codes. I was able to sign it and put it into Square Enix website and they said they will send me a code and more information. Cool. So I will be able to play Dissidia, if I'm understanding correctly.
All right, so look forward to impressions on that.
From me and hopefully Darby, depending on time.
Jeff can tell us how awful that HUD is in person.
Well, it may be you, Darby.
It may be me,
depending when it happens.
Yeah.
So that's exciting.
Yes.
Okay, Darby. Ready to talk about Xbox Games for Gold and PlayStation Plus?
It's that time of month.
Yep. And now Xbox Games for Gold kind of matters a little more to me, even though I don't have I don't have Xbox whatever it's called, Gold or whatever yet.
Do you think it'll be worth it for you to get it, or what do you think? I mean, like, unless some game comes along where you want to play multiplayer, but I don't see that. Do you even know anyone else who has an Xbox?
Kyrie and Cool Alex.
I forgot. Oh yeah, both of them. You can go. You could.
I can play Overwatch with both of them.
I about to say you could drop us off to the curb and start playing Overwatch with him. He's level 600 something.
Yeah. But yeah, well, if I'm gonna do a subscription to an Xbox related thing, it's probably gonna be Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah, because there's some good games on there. It's that I don't have time right now. Right. I mean, obviously to go into that, but yeah. Though I do have came with my Xbox a 2-week pass for
Games with Gold.
Yeah, games. Xbox Online thing.
Yeah,
I'm saving that just in case I get into the Dragon Ball Fighterz beta.
Smart.
Yes, that's the only thing I can see if I get it for Xbox.
Yeah.
So yeah, Okay, we'll start at Xbox Game for Gold. First game, Slime Rancher, is available on Xbox One the whole month of August.
It's a pretty gross name.
Yeah. Next, Trials Fusion, available August 16th to September 15th on Xbox One.
I like Trials. Trials is fun.
Cool. Next one, Bayonetta, August 1st through 15th on Xbox 360 and Xbox One through backwards compatibility.
That is awesome.
Yes.
That is really cool.
And Red Faction Armageddon, August 6th to, I guess that's supposed to be September 3rd, Xbox 360 and Xbox One through backwards compatibility.
So awesome, Bayonetta in there. It's really cool.
Yeah, from what I heard, all these are solid games, at least.
Yeah. And there might be some people who haven't played Bayonetta, on Xbox especially. That might be.
And again, it's on Xbox 360 and Xbox One, so...
Yeah, so
it's cool.
Everybody gets it.
Yeah. I need to take advantage of the backwards compatibility function. I did look. I'm going to play Beyond Good and Evil.
Okay.
I look, it's available for that. I'm going to do that at some point.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I picture Slime Rancher just being like a snail who's on a farm and like grows crops.
Yeah.
But he's a snail. So he like leaves a trail of slime everywhere when he's trying to like grow his crops. Am I accurate? 'Cause that's what I'm picturing.
Here's an image.
That's Pokemon, right?
No, it's actually Digimon. It does look more like Digimon to me.
Well, that is not what I expected.
Apparently, there's first-person shooting mechanic. I don't know.
I also wouldn't have expected that to be first. Apparently, Slime Rancher is actually a first-person shooter with cute animals. Who knew?
I don't know if that's a big thing, but I think I see what looks like a gun in first person. So,
well, we'll just leave you with that mystery. Maybe we helped sell Slime Rancher. Maybe people are more interested now.
Okay, on to PlayStation Plus. First game, Just Cause 3 for the PlayStation 4. Assassin's Creed Freedom Cry. I don't know which one this is for PlayStation 4.
But it's a Black Flag DLC. Standalone DLC.
Cool.
I'm actually excited. Like I probably will. Both of those two you just listed, I'll probably try.
Yes. Just Cause 3, that's the game I want to mess around in.
Yeah.
Super Motherload for PS3. Snake Ball for PS3. Downwell, PlayStation Vita with PS4 cross-buy. And Level 22 with the PlayStation Vita. So cool.
Yeah, good. Like Just Cause 3 is just like crazy mayhem, explosions,
and AAA games.
Yeah, and I've wanted to play Black Flag for so long, but I might just immediately play Freedom Cry. If anyone's listening and they've actually played these, let me know if I can just play Freedom Cry on its own. I'll probably look that up, but I'm interested.
Yeah, and I guess it's kind of good for from a business perspective for Ubisoft to let Sony do this. Like, hey, here's an Assassin's Creed game to maybe get you excited for our new one.
Yeah.
Or people have been out for a while. Yeah. Especially since it's a, like you said, DLC thing, so it's a smaller chunk.
Yeah, and it's a standalone thing, so it'll probably be quick and easy, and you'll be like, yeah, cool.
Yeah. So yeah, and it looks like Sony is steadily putting more AAA or bigger PS4 games.
The last few months have been significantly better than...
Yeah. The last two, we had Life is Strange and Until Dawn. Why we love those games. Well, obviously, that didn't do nothing for us because we already had them. But good for people who didn't.
But that was still, it got me excited. I'm like, well, PlayStation Plus is getting better, number one. And number two, more people get to play those games, which I really want more people to play those. So.
Yeah, again, we figured this was good marketing because Life is Strange Before the Storm is about to come out.
Yeah.
And Supermassive Games is releasing... I'm forgetting the name of it. I'm blanking.
We were trying to remember it, too. We couldn't think of it. Me and Alex
Hidden Agenda.
Hidden Agenda. Okay, yeah. Me and Alex were trying to think of the name of that for so long.
So yeah.
Yep.
Both like pretty solid months from these.
I agree.
I still think we need bigger AAA games to start doing that. And maybe we're far enough where that could be more of a thing.
Yeah, I hope they keep it up, or even like really good indies. But for a while, we were kind of getting just kind of bottom of the barrel type stuff for a while. I mean, it's hard to complain too much about it because it's free games, but it is nice when
I know we said
free to a point. I mean, like. I play enough online stuff that even if I didn't get the free games, I would still have PS Plus. So, in a way, it's kind of free. But
I agree with you. Okay. So yeah, we got a couple things left, and they're all Nintendo related. So, say now, if you don't care about Nintendo at all, you can check out.
Yeah. See you next week. Thanks for listening.
Okay. This first thing is a negative, bad thing for Nintendo. Then we'll go to a more positive thing. Okay. This is just gonna... I'm not gonna read like a whole article for this, but all the information I'm really gonna say comes from Tom Phillips from Your Gamer. So, pretty much this whole thing is the new Metroid game for the 3DS. I'm forgetting the name, like Metroid Samus Returns, or
either Samus Returns was either what the original name was. It's something like kind of like the original name, but I don't know.
So and of course they're gonna release Amiibo for it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Stuff happens with Amiibo sometimes. They put little costumes there. Sometimes Nintendo likes to throw in a difficulty and a mode and stuff in there. That's not good.
No.
That's the bad news. I'm just gonna read this one little excerpt. It involves the new, as Phillips puts it, squidgy Metroid Amiibo, and he says this will let you reveal the location of any nearby Metroid on your map. Fair enough. Something that would sound pretty handy. After completing the game, you can also unlock a new difficulty mode, Fusion, and wear Samus' suit from the Metroid Fusion game. It's a new difficulty mode and I guess a costume. But Nintendo made it clear to Eurogamer, this is the only way to get this mode through the Amiibo.
Which is dumb.
Yes.
I think hiding, costumes or, an extra, character or something like that.
Not characters.
Or, a side character. I think, in Breath of the Wild, can't you have, the wolf follow you around?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Sorry, that's kind of more of what I meant.
forgot. You mentioned that earlier, and that's what you meant, yeah.
Yeah, I should have phrased that better. But something like that, or just costume aesthetic thing, that's perfectly fine. I mean, I think it's cool to give you something with the Amiibo, but a difficulty mode that you can only get with an Amiibo, even, I still think it would be dumb, but it would be better if you just, even if you were going to charge for this new mode, just charge me money. But someone who has no interest in an Amiibo but wants to play this difficulty mode would have to go out and buy a toy, bring it back, and say, I don't really want this, but now I have it. I really just want the difficulty mode. It's just kind of dumb.
And since people may probably want this one, it's probably only going to be 12 made.
Yeah.
But we still have a million Tom Nook Amiibos roaming around.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be fine with this kind of stuff if you just get it right away with user Amiibo instead of finishing the game to unlock it. That's fine.
Yeah.
Getting some stuff faster. Okay, fine. But apparently you still got to beat the game to get this mode with the Amiibo. The Amiibo gives you the ability to beat the game and then get it.
Yeah, it's not good. I mean,
Nintendo, get your Amiibo stuff together.
I haven't even really been here. This is the first time I've heard about Amiibo in so long. I know it's just because I'm not paying attention to Amiibos, but I'm guessing they're still just impossible to find.
And obviously it depends which one. When Breath of the Wild came out, you could not find any Zelda Amiibos. Do you remember seeing a bunch of Links and Zeldas at every store?
Yeah.
You can't find those. At least when it came out, because everyone bought them because they all did stuff.
That's crazy.
Yeah, So probably Tom Nook's going to be gone when Animal Crossing for Switch comes out.
Probably.
Okay, so our last story is a positive thing for Nintendo.
Okay. Bring it back around.
Yeah. This is, okay, so the way it's going to break up, this stuff comes from Joe Scrabbles and Alex Osborne for IGN. This is 2 articles. It features information from Nintendo's earning report for the first quarter of this fiscal year, and there's going to be a little stuff about Ultra Street Fighter 2 Final Challengers sales data. Go around with that. So I'm just going to read straight for it, and we can talk as things happen. Break it up a little bit. Okay, first thing. Nintendo Switch has now sold 4.7 million units since its release in March.
Dang, son.
Yeah. So that's good so far, and revealed in it, the earnings report, the last fiscal quarter saw Switch sell 1.97 million units, continuing a strong start in the market. And in terms of software, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has sold 3.54 million units following its release in April, meaning approximately 3/4 of Switch owners also own Mario Kart. I am the problem.
Crazy.
Yes.
And then Zelda's even higher, but
yeah. I can go to Zelda next. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild continues to sell well too, with 1.16 million sales during that last fiscal quarter, bringing it up to 3.92 million units sold overall, meaning around 83% of Switch owners also own Zelda.
Which, again, I respond to that saying, what are those other percent of people doing? I just don't understand how you have a Switch and don't have Zelda at this point.
I mean, it'd be one thing if this counted, Splatoon being out and stuff okay, some people may buy it just for Splatoon, at least at first.
Yeah, but there's...
Yeah. People might buy it just for Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Or ARMS. Probably not. Okay.
Probably a lot less of this.
Speaking of ARMS, It has sold 1.18 million units in the 2 weeks between its release on June 18th and the end of the quarter, June 30th. So yeah, all this data is from, up to June 30th. So there's a whole month not accounted for in these sales.
It's crazy. I mean, I'm amazed that ARMS even got that much. I mean, like, Nintendo's freaking killing it.
Yep. Yeah, again, it's only 2 weeks. We still got another month of ARMS sales potential. You're bringing that number up.
I mean, I think, Splatoon's probably going to slow that down a bit. But,
oh, yeah, definitely.
I mean, but, like, people, myself included, thought that, like, people were hoping for, like, surpassing 10 million by the end of the year for the Switch, and I thought that kind of sounded a little, questionable. But, heck,
we haven't even made it to the holiday season yet.
No,
Switch doesn't have a holiday.
And that's probably going to, like, you have to at least think that that's going to, like, ramp these up even more.
Mario Odyssey's coming out.
They're at 4.7 million, and arguably, like, I know they do, but, like, they're kind of still to a point lacking in big games. They have like the big one. They have like Zelda and Mario, and
they got their big first party games. Like,
stuff.
I think it's hard to argue they're not doing great from the first party front. It's the third party stuff that's lacking.
Well, and I still, even like I've been telling Jeff recently, like I'm getting the Switch itch a little bit more.
And playing Splatoon, I guess last night didn't help.
Yeah. But still, even though like mostly what I'm thinking about when I'm like I really want to Switch is just the idea of the console and being able to have the portable and stuff. But when I look at the games list, I still think it's good, very good games list. There's just not quite enough there for me to want to pull the trigger, especially when I don't have a whole lot of disposable income.
Yeah.
So it just still kind of surprises me that it's like blowing up this much, and this is just like they're basically selling all the ones they make.
Yeah, there's people are still want it and having trouble finding it.
Yeah, because they still have supply problems like crazy.
Yeah, and yeah, so as you may have figured, all this translates to good news for Nintendo's finances. Yeah, I'm just going to say the U.S. dollar amounts for this.
Okay, yeah.
So, less confusion. Primarily because of Switch hardware and software sales, Nintendo took approximately $1.4 billion in revenue and made a $190 million profit. That's a 149% increase in revenue compared to the same time last year. So
yeah, I mean, which to a point is to be expected with a new console, but it's still 149% increase. Yeah. It's crazy.
So yeah, these game sales we saw, crazy, and probably some other ones that sold really good too.
Well, and the Wii total sold 13 million or something, right?
Yeah.
And this is already like rounding. This already.
Oh yeah. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
I took a screenshot of someone at NeoGAF saying this may not. Someone I remember right. They're pretty knowledgeable, so let me see.
Yeah. I mean.
Okay. So this I trust. This is Joe, who runs Cerebi.net, which is like the prime like Pokemon news website, like fan site thing. He knows his stuff. Okay. It translates to Nintendo stuff because Pokemon stuff is on. He said during this, after 4 months, the Wii U was at 3.45 million. So, Switch selling more at this point is fine. This is the part that's weird. It was still under 4 million after 10 months.
Holy crap.
I kind of believe that.
So it hit a brick wall.
Yeah. The Wii U just, yeah. I trust them on that. I remember hearing similar things. So,
and the Switch,
if someone's listening in, no, that's wrong, let me know.
Switch shows no sign of that happening. So.
Yeah. So.
Really, I feel like the only thing that could hurt Nintendo is themselves with supply. Yeah.
And, continue making some dumb decisions like Amiibo and that app, which, if you get a text, you lose voice chat.
That is unacceptable. I've heard about that. That is completely unacceptable.
The app, the Splatoon stuff's cool. The functions and just, the way it can connect to the game. Voice chat, though, is awful. We knew it was awful, but just worse than we thought.
Yep. Yeah. They got some things to figure out.
Yes, they do. Luckily, they're not charging it for like another 6 months. Which people would be rightfully outraged.
By the time it's charged, they're charging for it. It needs to be significantly better.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now we'll go on to the last, piece of this. This information kind of comes from Capcom's financial report. Thanks to the strong performance of Ultra Street Fighter 2, the final Challengers, Capcom is reportedly planning more games for release on Nintendo Switch. And according to the financial report, the Switch fighting game made an excellent start and proved to be a smash hit. Never thought I'd say those words, to be honest. Additionally, Wall Street Journal's Takashi Mochizuki took to Twitter to report that Ultra Street Fighter 2 exceeded Capcom's expectations with 450,000 units sold in quarter one. And as a result, the company is starting to prepare several titles for Switch. This is very much in line with prior statements from Capcom. Back in May, company COO Haruhiro Sugimoto said Capcom will look to see how well Ultra Street Fighter 2 performs on Switch when assessing future support for the platform. So yeah, we talked, I think, when he said that back in May. Mm-hmm. That statement still is dumb. Sounds as dumb now.
It's dumb to, yeah, I still hold by, even though it worked out for him, I hold by the fact that it's dumb to base what you're going to do for a new console on the sales of a, 20-year-old game or however the heck old. I think that's really stupid, but I'm glad it worked out.
Yeah.
I'm glad it sold well.
Yeah, Street Fighter definitely sold more than I thought. I mean,
500,000, I wouldn't have expected that. It's just
yeah, and crazy thing is, I think Street Fighter 5 is under 2 million.
Yeah.
ARMS is catching up to that.
Yeah, I guess I don't know if it's the nostalgia for it was more real than I thought and real with the Switch fan base, or if it's
lack of games.
Or if it's just lack of games and people want an excuse to play their Switch. It might be a little of both.
Yeah.
I mean,
I put it this way.
But people are itching to play games on their Switch. I've heard a lot of people say that they just keep going back to the store over and over again because they're they've played all their games or whatever, and it's they want something new to play on it. So,
yeah, I agree. They need to, third part. Nintendo needs to get pumping with those third-party games. First-party, they're doing fine in my opinion.
Or at least some indies or something, I
mean, they have those great indie, great indie presentation. At least a lot of the ones I was more interested in haven't come out yet.
Yeah, and I want more of those to start coming out.
I mean, put a good amount of those in between the Switch first-party lineup, I'll probably be fine.
Yeah, and even some ports like Stardew Valley is going to be big for the Switch, and get a lot of those.
Well, and speaking of ports, maybe what potentially is Capcom going to do for it now? Right. I assume part of what they mean is they're going to be a fair amount of ports they're going to do. Yeah. Just as successful. My first thought was the Mega Man Legacy collections.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be a no-brainer.
Yeah, and Mega Man's already kind of has a connection with Nintendo through Smash and the other things. So.
And those are the kind of fans that would get the Switch, and people would love to play that. I think those games are on the go anyway, but still.
Yeah. All right, Jeff. That it for us?
I'm trying to think.
One other thing, I would love in future podcasts to have a section where we answer listener questions and stuff like that.
All four of you.
Well, this is the first one. We have a listener question, Jeff, for the first podcast. Yeah, it's from Mr. Anthony Miller.
Hey, Anton.
Let me just get his exact wording here. Right. Just give me 1 second. Okay. Here it is. Okay. Mr. Anthony Miller said, about how often does the NAL cast get swifty? All the time, Anthony. We never stop.
Yes.
Thank you so much for listening, everyone.
I'm correct.
Thank you so much for listening to the Nerds at Large Gaming Podcast. We're going to go watch Game of Thrones. If you want to hear what we had to say about Game of Thrones, go to the Nerds at Large spoiler cast on iTunes. Freaking tune in wherever you get your podcast, YouTube, all that good stuff.
Well, under 50 minutes.
Hey, let's end it. All right. Okay. Thank you guys so much for listening.
Thank you very much. We made history. Bye.